everybody. It's Tarot Tuesday, Tarot Reviews Day. I'm super excited to see you all today. I've got a deck from the top shelf. It's our last top shelf January deck. We will be moving to other shelves for the month of February. But as you can see, I have a beautiful blue lip, which could mean that this could be about being a corpse, but it could also be another water deck. And that's what's up today. Hello. This is the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Rebecca Campbell, I love her decks. I have 2 or 3 of them. They're really beautiful. I would say that actually my first, I think my first actual Oracle deck was a Rebecca Campbell deck. It was the Starseed Oracle. So this was one that I bought because I was at a bookstore just kind of doing a little tarot haul, and I was like, ooh, a deck by Rebecca Campbell. So this wound up being a very special deck. I think this might be the one that I've been reaching for the most lately, the Healing Waters Oracle. So last week we also had a water-based deck. I was going to do a different deck this week, but today I was like, I don't think I want to do that deck. And my husband, who is an amazing numbers person, if you ask him for a number and you're doing tarot, it's always the right card. Just go to whatever number that card is, and it's always bang, brilliant every time. I don't know how he does it. So it's funny because there he is. It's funny because he said number 7, and the 7th deck on my shelf was the Ocean Dreams deck that I did last week. And so I decided to go 7 the other way, which brought us to the Healing Waters Oracle. So gorgeous box, as you can see. One of the things I love about the design of my Rebecca Campbell decks is that they have this really cool box, and you point it and you're able to use it as so that you can position a card as an altar card, right? And have it there for you to look at and to work with. So I think that that's a really neat thing about the design of these decks. So kind of cool. Very beautiful. So the book for this deck is another one, again, a top shelf deck. Very well thought out. She has really been thinking about water and studying mythologies around water, folklore around water, religious creation stories and rituals around water, because our last deck was very focused on the ocean specifically as a body of water, right? And that one is a lot more how does the ocean as a body of water bring us into our highest self, our galactic origins, etc. She's thinking more about water is life, right? Minnie Makone. She's thinking about the idea that water itself is holds the intelligence and the codes to life. You can go a long time without food, but you can only go a few days without water, right? So water world would work because we're on an ocean, and yeah, maybe we want a steak, but you can fish and get food and sustenance, and you're still able to well, I mean, not if you're saltwater, but you're still able to drink water, right? A world with no water, it doesn't work. Our astronauts, they're looking for water because that is the sign that life is there, right? And so it's this intelligence that she wants us to tap into. And so her deck is really conceived around water's ability to heal us, sustain us, carry us. So it's coming from water at a slightly different angle. So for some reason, I just think that Spirit wants us to be thinking about water right now, because it's just yo, water decks. So, really, I guess the element, an element for us to be thinking about. Especially since so many of us, a lot of us are surrounded by snow right now, which is just another form of water. So gorgeous deck. Rainbow. Let's bust out that Kesha because girl, look at that. See, this is what I'm talking about. So It's artwork. It's similar to Danielle Noel's that you saw last week in that it's very ethereal, very textured. You have a lot of layering, repetitions, mirroring, but the way that light is being used in this deck really does lean a lot more into not water's ability to reflect more than water's ability to refract light. And so this deck has a lot of like gorgeous like emanations and halos and rainbows and things like that. But we also get like the idea of floating here. There's this, the way that space is being used in this deck gives us, I mean, look at that. Ah, I love this one. Each composition, is very powerful. It's very emotive. It's very soothing. It's because like this deck is here to heal, right? I use this one a lot for when I have a querent who's specifically there to heal something, or if I think that their element of water is blocked and that flow needs to be restored. So this is a really great deck to use when a person has issues to do with water, which is things like emotional healing, mental health can be air or water, but like a lot of times it's like emotional healing, forgiveness, right? Mending that flow, mending that flow of water, or like right going through the blocks, right? That's keeping the water from flowing in their lives. So yeah, again, refraction. That's what I mean. Like all of these beautiful beams that are like the spectrum of color, and it's so beautiful. It's like a lot of this looks like you're looking through like one of those, like, it's not like a kaleidoscope lens, but the kind of lens where they have like the cool like rainbow filmy stuff on it. But then you also have some of these more like the composition is less dreamlike and a lot more finished and very, very clear. So there's a lot of clarity in some of these compositions as well. But the way that the blues and the purples work together, the color science of blue is wonderful. I remember when I worked at a movie theater, my friend April, hi if you're watching, was in charge of painting the break room, and she's like, we need this break room blue because it's energizing, but it's also soothing. It's something that's going to like be very, very kind to your nervous system, even though it's a cool color. But it's going to be super kind to your nervous system, very regulating, but in a way that doesn't make you super tired. It's a little more energizing. So purples, pinks, greens, blues, some of my favorite color combinations, some beautiful like a lot of, some nice, like concentric circles and spirals. So some really interesting spiritual imagery coming through. But the deck is not just about the art for me. It's also very, very much about the concepts, right? And all of the different ways that we can work with water, that we can work with this element in our lives to heal us, to teach us, to support us, to sustain us, right? Look at that. Oh, so pretty. And just like the way these, like the ripples, it creates these very soothing patterns. Yeah. So more of that gorgeous mirroring, a lot of like circles. And what I like about some of these shapes is that they are very womb-like. There was another one that we just passed that I think it's here. Yeah. So like very womb-like, this idea of like water being something that can kind of like hold us, right? When we need it. So there is definitely like, if you read the book, she has a really well fleshed out introduction that gives us, it's not like direct, but there is certainly like this ecological intelligence to the deck where the people using it, whether you're the querent or the practitioner, are also sort of implicitly receiving this call to value water as an element and to caretake it, right? So there's this beautiful call that I feel comes with the deck as well. Gorgeous. Oh, look at that one. Beautiful, right? And again, when you're doing a figural deck, and I'm seeing a lot more, this is a problem with a lot of deck designers, but a lot of deck designers are really rising to the call lately, I've noticed, of when you're doing figural art, having a lot of representations of the figure in terms of like age, in terms of race, in terms of gender, in terms of body size. Look at that. Like having some figural diversity in the deck is really cool, and something that like honestly was a big thing in, you know, you guys know me, I this is what I study, but Italian art criticism in the Renaissance is that one of the true marks of the artist was this thing called veritas, this idea that the like a really skilled artist is somebody who can not just imagine the body in different positions, but in different at different ages, right? Different times of life. Being able to create this figural diversity is something that really shows that as an artist, she's really putting some thought into this deck and into the people who use it. Oh, look at this beautiful spiral on this one, and she's holding a pearl. Oh, it's called the Pearl, that's why. Oh, I really love the imagery on this deck. So just, yeah, this deck, just the artwork is so soothing to the nervous system. It's just, it's a very regulating deck. So I like to use this one when someone is in a position where like they need something cooled off, they need something to flow, and it's really just time for them to work with water. So maybe, woo! I just shuffled this deck and this card just popped up like, thank you. She's so polite, isn't I am weak as hell at you, girl. Yes, pop off, queen. All right, so apparently she likes her compliments, right? So if you buy this deck, it is a buy. And if you buy it, be nice to her, give her compliments, and she'll be like, thank you. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's give her a little shufflerella, and let's see why are we getting another water deck? Is this a continuation of last week's message? Like, what's happening here? So let's give her a little shufflerella and see what she has to say to us today. Hey baby, what's going on? The waterfall, inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. And I'm getting a hit. I need to pull a second one too. So shufflerella, shuffleroo. Let's see what she's got here. She who flows, ease, being open to change, go with the flow of life. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's a collective reading, right? So we don't know exactly how it's needed, who needs it, or why. I'm just going to tell you my feelings and what my little hits are from this. But think about where in your life the element of water is asking for your attention, right? Is it in your work life? Is it in your love life? Is it just like, I'm feeling all of these blocks just about the world in general, and things aren't like we're having a problem with this flow? How do we restore that flow, right? How do we embody, how do we embody she who flows, the person who is able to go with the flow of life? It's hard right now. It's hard right now. For a lot of people to go with the flow of life. Either you have a bunch of snow on your porch and you can't go anywhere and maybe you want to, or, just looking at the news, you're like, how can I just be like, yeah, let's go. I'm going to flow. Let's go with the flow. When you're like, no, I feel like just there's this out of control kind of waterfall happening, right? There's like the water is going out of control. It's like I'm on the rapids and I'm like holding on to my little, rubber tube, right? And I'm freaked out, right? This is a way that the water element in your life might not be blocked, but might need to have its flow restored, right? So embodying she who flows, we have the waterfall, inner power, unbridled confidence, and claiming your place, right? Whoo. You're telling me to look at the card. Here's what I'm noticing about this card. is that she is the waterfall. It's a part of her, right? A waterfall can be scary. They're like, hey, remember this time when I was like 18 and I was on a hiking trip with when I was a Mormon, and like we take hikes and go out in nature and do camping and stuff like that a lot. So it was my very first time on a hike, and we saw we'd been there for like 20 minutes. We're on this trail and we see a waterfall, and everyone's like, yeah, I want to climb the waterfall. And I was like, okay, yeah, why not? Let's do it. And I'm in sneakers. I've never done this before. So I slipped and I fell and I broke my nose. And, I had this huge gash on my face and people were really freaked out. But I was like, I'm okay. I didn't freak out. Why am I telling this story? Because someone needs to hear it. Someone needs to hear it, that you can fall on your face and have a really bad accident. And yes, I received care. People like gathered around me. There were people with medical knowledge around me. They tested me for concussion. Everybody made sure everything was cool. But I had this calling within me that says, I'm not supposed to leave. I'm not supposed to leave. I'm supposed to be exactly where I am. And I'm getting this, right? It's like, I hope that lands for whoever needed to hear that. There is a piece of you, right? Not a piece of you. It is part of you, right? You have to understand that like everything is connected. Every single thing is connected. We are all a part of each other, right? And while there may sometimes be big problems, deep problems, trauma that occurs, there's this part of you that you nourish and that you tend to, that tells you, I'm in the right place. I'm exactly where I need to be. And logic may tell me to get out, or logic may tell me, and if you're in like, okay, so if anyone's listening to this and you're like in an abusive relationship or something, like, right, like get out. But this is just like, whatever this is, water element that's kind of being blocked or is kind of feeling out of your control, understand it's completely in your control. It's completely in your control because it's a part of you, right? They're just telling me to be quiet. Okay. Gotcha. Right. I think that that's the message, is that this is knowledge that might be difficult for people to maybe wrap their head around. Understanding that when things seem out of control, that they are perfectly in control. They have to simply come into a presence and tune in to that inner part of them, that self-confidence, the part of them that is going to give them advice and tell them what they need to know, where they need to be, and to just hold on to that and have confidence in that and be unshakable in that. That's a message. That's a message for today. All right. Oh my goodness. Whew. Embody She Who Flows by tuning into your inner confidence and understand how much power you have, how much control you have, and listen to that voice, even when logic tells you to do something different, or that maybe that solution doesn't make sense. Right? All right. My goodness. So that was the reading for today. If you feel like you need any further support or you have any further questions, shoot me a DM, book me. I am available to do private readings, bro. Let's do it. I love you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you made it to the end of this transmission, You're wonderful. I appreciate those of you who comment and like and reach out to me from week to week to tell me that you're enjoying these. Like it's nice for me to know. It is nice for me to know. But yeah, even if nobody says anything, I'll be back next Tuesday because this is what I feel like doing. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Mwah. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful week. You are beautiful. Love yourselves, nourish yourselves, support yourselves and each other. Bye.